Hello, I'm doing another Space Marine 2 video, and this is a post-commentary video, so I'm talking over some previous recorded footage. And this is actually the recorded footage from my first time ever playing as a Tech Marine. As you can see, it's fresh, zero experience, haven't touched the map at all. And I used the new Heroic Heavy Bolter with the grenade launcher option, and another Heroic Sidearm. The other thing is I'm doing the normal weekly termination mission for the 150 requisition points. In my last video, I saved up about almost 400 points to and keep it ready for this expansion or the update, because I know they said that there was going to be more heroic weapons, and I thought it would be smart to be able to unlock one of those right away. And yeah, so here at the Tech Marine, he has the heroic heavy, so he's about going to be able to pump out some damage even though he's fresh. And my initial impressions on this guy is that he is amazing. You know, he's a great addition to the game. He does feel unique. He doesn't feel like a refresh of another character, or like he's borrowing too many skills of another guy. And that servo gun, that thing is pretty awesome. He's a very bursty. I find that the class overall is like has a very nice like burst damage window when you're using his ult, and maybe if you have like one of those servo turret or the sentry turrets going. So that was my initial impression of him, is that he plays pretty baseline, pretty normal, and then he has windows of high burst damage when you can activate all your abilities. And it's almost, I wouldn't say sustained burst damage, but as long as your gun is going off, your servo gun is going off, that's it's a period of time of burst damage. I also find that the servo gun recharges pretty fast, that you can get a lot of uses out of it per mission. So you're going to get your hands on this guy, trust me, you're gonna have fun. Now the Omnisciax, I'm a little bit back and forth on it. I don't know how I feel about not having it be more of like sweeping arcs. I know one of the charging attacks is for him to go in there with like a nice arc and circle around and hit everything in space. But then there's also those attacks where he does like those chops, those vertical chops. And I would have liked to see more sweeping attacks. It's an axe, but I know it needs to differentiate itself from like power sword or the hammer. That being said, like I said, overall, great content. That I could easily have seen the developers of this game, I think Saber Interactive, charging $5 or $10 to unlock this class. And in this day and age, love it or hate it, that's actually justified. In this day and age, everything comes with a price tag. The days of free DLC, 3, 4, 5 year long, development, that kind of stuff is so few and far between. It was actually pretty rare back in the day as well, but this is a standard practice now. It's sad, it's just the way of the world though, but it's a standard practice to charge people to unlock additional content. This is additional content. If this was a Blizzard game and you were unlocking like Paladin or Crusader or something like that, they would have easily charged you $5 or $10 in Diablo or something. So that's my view on that. So I'm happy that this was free content, that you can get your hands on it for, they're not charging a dime for it. And yeah. So I hope you enjoy the gameplay. I was feeling pretty good about how I was performing with him. I wasn't getting my butt kicked too much. Even like here, I got attacked by these 4 warriors, and I was able to use that balanced window and got a lot of my parries off. So with my previous videos, if you've caught any of them, you can see that I always kind of have like a little blog section where I get into how my miniatures are coming along. And at this moment, I'm working on a Dark Angels Gravis captain in Gravis armor, and I mentioned that I was taking my sweet time with him. I don't want to rush and have like blotchy highlights and stuff like that. So right here, I do have a picture of some work in progress. It's his lower half, and about each one of these legs took me about an hour and a half going through every edge that I could find. And so I have about 4 hours on just the lower half of this guy alone. Now I don't have these pictures uploaded, but today it was the first, and this gameplay was recorded on Thursday. So Thursday, yeah. I am done with the entire torso and leg section, and I'm moving on to the backpack. And after that, I would only have to do one more arm and with the storm bolter and the helmet. So the first edge highlighting section is going to be done really soon here, and then I will go right into the highlighting with Moot Green. Now, I am a little worried about him not matching my other Space Marines that I painted. When I first started this, I didn't do Nuln Oil washes, and I showed that in my previous video that there is a significant change in tone to the green when you just have a base coat of Caliban green versus a base coat plus a full wash of Nuln Oil across the armor. Now, a lot of that wash settles into the recesses and the crevices of where some of the armor meets, and some of it stays on the flat panels and just gives it a darker tone. And I showed those in my last video, and I have a couple example pictures still uploaded here of the difference between oh nope, I do not have those, I'm sorry. Lay my last. But I do have this picture of the Space Marine and the captain, and I don't know if you can tell, but there is a subtle difference to the darkness of the green in the flat areas. Now, also on this Tacticus Marine, you can see that he is double edge highlighted, for every edge. And I was following along with Infernal Brush's video, and that's just what he was doing. Now he fits like 5 edge highlights into these sections. His chunky highlight is a mix of Caliban green and Warpstone glow, and then Warpstone glow and I think Abaddon black. And then he just starts upping the tones to like Warpstone glow plus Moot Green, and then final edge highlight of Moot Green. So, and then he even goes in there and puts little dots of white here and there on the like corners. Now that is way outside my pay grade, and I'm not even getting paid. But from his video, I just stuck to the base paints, not doing any mixes. So I do the Warpstone glow highlight all around, and then I went back in with Moot Green, which is a brighter highlight. And so I'm thinking of not doing that for the Gravis Captain. In my previous videos, if you caught any of them, I was working on Blade Guard veterans and the Deathwing paint scheme, which is the reverse color, the white and green versus the green and white. And I did a Ushabti Bone base and a Screaming Skull highlight, and where I thought the light would catch the most, damn, I took that shot to the face. Can't believe it. I was probably really thinking I was going to make him flinch. But back to the Blade Guard veteran. I did a Ushabti Bone base, and I sprayed that on with an air spray, and I did Screaming Skull highlight, and then I took the Corax white and put that in areas that I thought would catch the most light. And it's a pretty effective way to paint, and it saved me a lot of edge highlighting for the brightest highlight. Now, going back to this Tactics Marine, he it's a double highlight on every panel. So if you can imagine, it took me 4 hours to do the bottom half of this captain with just warpstone glow. It's, you know, not outside of the realm of possibility. It'll take me another 4 hours to do the bottom half with moot green. I don't know if that's worth it at my skill level. So if I'm thinking of just doing what I did with the blade guard patterns and put the moot green on areas that would catch the most light. Now, if he looks too different from the rest of his Marines, you know, the Hellblasters and the Intercessors, I will go back in there and I will put in all those highlights. So that's where I'm at with my minis right now. I wish I had more pictures to show you right now, but I haven't uploaded them from my phone yet. When I do, I will show you where I'm at right now, and then by then I should be done with the Warpstone Glow highlight all over, and maybe I'll start painting up the colors of the weapons. So that seems like a good idea. Now, where am I at in this gameplay? So overall, you know, this is a weekly normal, so it's not that hard, and I am freshening up. I feel that I'm starting to warm up to the game again, and with my video pace, the upload pace, maybe what I'll do is start working on getting hard modes uploaded. You know, maybe the tagline hard mode, you know, will get a little bit more clicks and views. But we'll see. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. And Solo over here. The hip fire on this gun is not that bad. You know, if you catch that distance, I was making some headshots. So, okay, this is part of the mission where you have to go find what's gumming up the works. You gotta blow up these spore lines or spore that are clogging up the power reactors. That is a nice board. So I think I started throwing some grenades. Yeah, there we go. Should at least throw one. A lot of warriors. I like the enemy density in this mission. It felt good. Maybe that was part of the stratagem. I didn't read it. That there'd be more enemies coming at us. The enemy density felt good. You know, it really creates that that feeling that, you know, what these Space Marines can do. Like how much more of a difference there is between a guard and they can survive these damn near impossible odds. You know, and what really got me into this game, this universe, was I believe I was catching my first video explaining, you know, I think it was called like Deathwing or something like that. It was an old game, that mode that you played where you would be like 3 Terminators, Space Marines, and you had to like survive getting through this Space Hulk adventure. And I remember catching a YouTube video where the guy was kind of explaining, you know, the lore, you know, and what is a Space Hulk, and you know, what is a Terminator, armor, Space Marine. And it was, you know, it's what got me into this. Yeah, so to make a long story short, that kind of stuff, it intrigued me, and the rest is history. You know, just starting to look up all the different armor marks, and when you play a game like this and you see all those different Tyranids, you know, flooding your screen, it reminds me of the idea of that, you know, that Deathwing Space Hulk design. So yeah, so you know, I might have talked your ear off a little bit. I hope you enjoyed my minis, miniature update. You know, the Captain Gravis is coming along well. He's actually not that hard to paint, so anybody ever wants to do one of these, you know, he's got big chunky armor, which makes it easier to put those highlights in on those edges. So if you're worried about doing something like that, you know, from an amateur like myself, a beginner who's only been doing this for about 2 months, I tell you, you know, he feels a little bit easier to work on than some of the Tacticus Marines that I had to work with. So more to come. Hope you enjoy my video. Hope you stay to the end. You know, catch you in the next one, and thank you for watching. I'm gonna let it play out. So yeah, peace.
Require a spotter. My Auspex is precisely tuned for target acquisition.
I have not needed someone to mark my targets since I was a scout.
Medical things, but
Wait, Valius. Can your device identify the weak points of today's foe?
yes, and its machine spirit is vengeful.
Very well. In the name of brotherhood, you shall guide my men.
Restoring battle readiness. pressing at the fortress.
They will come at us from all sides, and we will meet them.
Small items set this area.
Replenishing vitality.
Ammunition cache.
Inserting fresh magazine.
Tyranid scourge towers above us, but not for long.
The defensive cannons.
This tarantula is still battle. How many rounds does it rifle fire?
43,009.
Rifle remembers each and every shot it gives. We both are weapons blessed with clarity of purpose. While you are near the last cannons, you will need to find the manual controls to operate them. I see the console you speak of. Control Lucas. Cycling cartridges.
Defensive cannons action. Targeting system non-functional. Initializing secondary signal. Communion established. Mobile targeting system.
Weapons ready. Awaiting target. Aim and fire with a sidearm to commence attack. We have landed a powerful world. A Titan fires at us. Avoid its contamination. It cannot shrug off our cannons. We have landed a powerful blow. We have income.
Defense cannon activated. Engage auxiliary generators.
The solar gun do its job. This is Titan fires at us. Charge restored. Resume the bombardment.
Fortress control has been disrupted. Re-establish service node and system communication. System link has been established. All specs connected.
Take cover, brothers! Back away from its toxic expulsions! Press the attack! Do not let them recover, brothers! Brother, alien menace marked. The tyranny aims for us!
Like cloak ready.
Do not let my attack may have failed, but the battle is still ours! Keep at it, brothers! Show the Tyranids the auxiliary generators give us more fire to cleanse this infestation!
Titan 5.